Don't blink. Don't turn your back. Don't look away. And don't blink.
Hello, old friend. And here we are, on the last page.
It never moves while you're looking.
Even if you got out, you'd have to keep running for the rest of your life.
It's already happened. You just witnessed your own future.
The ninjas are predators. They're deadly.
What's that?
I don't know, but I think they're coming for you.
Doctor Who on BBC One and BBC One HD.
Hello YouTubers, Chris here, and if you haven't already guessed from my little intro and the trailer, I am reviewing Doctor Who Series 7, Episode 5, The Angels Take Manhattan. Now, this is not on Saturday like I normally would do it on Saturday because I was out Saturday evening after Doctor Who, so I didn't get the chance to shoot the video, but I'm going to shoot it now and it will be up today, which is Sunday. So let's get on with the review. Now, first of all, I just want to start off by saying, oh my god, that's probably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who I have ever seen in my life. In my whole about 10 years, I think now, of Doctor Who watching, I've never seen an episode like it. It was so good in so many ways. Moffat has redeemed himself for all the mistakes he made in Series 6 with this one episode, and it was the perfect send-off for all the Ponds as well. It was a perfect episode for me. So I'm going to start off by talking about the plot. Now, at the start, you get a detective who is paid by a man called Grail, who sending him on some mission, and he's on about how statues can move, and obviously the detective, who's Garner, just thinks he's mental, but he gets paid quite a bit. So he then he goes to the address, which is to a place called Winterkey, and when he goes in there, he's pretty much, he meets himself, who's old and dying and dies, and he's like cornered off by angels, and then he ends up on the roof faced by the Statue of Liberty angel, and then that's when the title sequence goes. Now, title sequence, there were some changes again, some very noticeable changes. It was more black, more dark, more gritty looking, and it goes into a more kind of black grey into a green colour at the end. The logo is green with like the Statue of Liberty sort of head in it. You could sort of see the outline of part of the Statue of Liberty's head, which looked cool. And then after that, it was back to good old Dr. Amy and Rory having a nice time in New York. But I'm gonna not, this is gonna be spoilerific, but I'm gonna skip all that. I just really sort of want to get more onto the ending, because I think the ending's the thing that everybody's gonna want to talk about, and everyone's going to want to hear everyone's going to want to hear everyone's opinions of the ending. But basically what happens is Rory gets zapped back in time. The Doctor and Amy he gets zapped back in time, meets River. Rory and Amy chase him to there. The book, Melody Malone book, is basically, it's got their future in it, so they can't read it. But there's chapters which they can look at, and the Doctor sees one chapter that says Amelia's last farewell, which sets him off, makes him angry. Then River's caught by an angel, and she has to break her hand to get out of it, and the Doctor tells her to get her hand out without breaking it. And then when she does that and goes to him, he goes to grab her hand and run out with her, but her hand's in pain, and then he realises that her hand has been broken and that he lied to her. Then he uses regeneration energy to fix it and all that stuff. He gets slapped. But enough of that. Rory ends up also at the Winter Key and sees himself. He then sees himself die, which now it's a fixed point and it has to happen. So then Rory and Amy decide to run. And then they eventually end up on the rooftop of the Winter Key with the big screaming Statue of Liberty face. And you got the beautiful scene where Amy can't push Rory off, can't do it because she just loves him too much. So she gets up and they both jump off together, and that causes a paradox. It completely gets rid of everything that happened. They end up in the graveyard, and when they're about to leave, Rory notices that there's a gravestone that says in loving memory of Rory Arthur Williams. And then he gets zapped back again by a survivor, Weeping Angel. Amy wants to go back and save him again, but the doctor says another paradox would destroy New York. So Amy decides that she's going to send herself back in time to Rory. And the doctor, you can totally see that the doctor is so upset about this. He's like, it's tearing him apart. He doesn't want to say goodbye to Amelia. It's almost like he never cared about Rory, because when Rory was that back, he kept trying to get Amy to come back into the TARDIS, saying that he'll find another way. They'll find another way to save Rory, because he just doesn't want to say goodbye to Amelia. He's seen the chapter in the book and he doesn't want it to happen. He wants to rewrite the future. But River tells her to go, and she sends herself back in time. And then the tombstone says, in loving memory of Rory Arthur Williams, aged 82, and his loving wife, Amelia Williams, aged 87. And it was a really, really emotional scene. And then to add to the emotion, the doctor then realises that the last page he ripped out of the book, because he doesn't like endings, is like a letter that Amy wrote, because River writes this book but sends it to Amy to get published. So she says, I'll have to get her to write an afterword. And then the last line you get to see Matt Smith say is the last page, and you see him run to where he was reading the book, and Amy was reading the newspaper, and he picked up the page and you get to hear it read, and it's just so beautifully written. It's so well done. I was just amazed by it. It was amazing. And it also linked to the 11th Hour, something that I noticed when I watched the 11th Hour but never took any notice of it. In the 11th Hour, when it's towards the end of the episode, when you see little Amelia Pond sitting on the suitcase, it's just after the doctor's left again to take the TARDIS for a test run, and he's left Amy and Rory. You see little Amelia sitting on the suitcase and you hear the TARDIS noise, but then it cuts to the TARDIS re-arriving 2 years later. So I always thought it was the transition, but no, he's told by Amy to go and tell Amelia stories of how she's going to fight pirates and fall in love with a man that's going to wait 2,000 years and all that. So then you get to see that scene again with the TARDIS noise, and then it just freezes into like a photo image, and I was just like, that's so well done. It links it straight back to Amelia's beginnings. Amelia's death Amelia's essential death. They don't die. They go back in time and have a happy life, but they still have died. So Amelia's demise links back to her beginnings when she was a little girl, and it blew me away. It was beautiful. And I'm not afraid to say it. It put a tear in my eye. It really did. It was really emotional. And you can't say any more good things about it. It just really was a superb episode. Best episode of this series so far by miles. Better than Asylum of the Daleks. Better than Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Better than Town Called Mercy. Better than The Power of Three. It was just brilliant. The acting was superb from everybody, from that detective to Grail to the Doctor to Amy to Rory to River. The acting was just top notch the whole time. The angels were scary as hell. You even got the smiling one, and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, ooh, creepy fucking smiling angel right there. That was just scary. You had the little cherubs, which were also scary. It's just like, ooh, the baby weeping angels. It was just so well written, and I can't say any more good things about it. So to end this review, I am simply going to show you the final scenes of the ponds, and I will have spoilers in the title, just so you're warned. But I gotta show my favourite scene. So I give it a 1000 out of 10. This will be the final Doctor Who review, most likely till Christmas. And unless I get Rory Williams, the figure, anytime soon. I need to get it. I'm going to get 2, just because I need to have 1 boxed, because Rory was just one of those lovable characters. And also, in terms of my figure adventures, him and Amy are exiting it in my Christmas special. However, there will be an 11th Doctor special that I do completely separate from the whole 11th Doctor figure adventures, and that 11th Doctor's special will have Amy and Rory in it, just because I love them too much. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave video responses. And comments. I'd love to hear what you thought of the episode, and of the episode, and I'll see you guys later.